I am going to tell you the truth. I am going to give you the code to discipline. And I'm going to tell you right now, get up and do something. Because everything you have been told about patience is a lie. Patience is for the prey. Speed is for the predator. Most of you think that if you just wait your turn, the world will give you what you deserve. Wrong. The world gives you exactly what you can take and what you can hold. And right now, you are holding nothing but empty air and excuses. By the end of this video, I am going to reveal the velocity tax, the secret reason why the harder you try, the harder the world hits you back, and why that pain is the only proof that you are actually alive. Let's look at the physics of reality. I want you to imagine a hypercar, a Bugatti. When that car is parked in the garage, it looks pretty. It's safe. There is zero stress on the chassis. There is zero pressure on the engine. It is comfortable. It is also useless. Now, take that car and push it to 300 miles per hour. What happens? The air itself, the very atmosphere you breathe, becomes a solid wall. It tries to rip the mirrors off. It tries to crush the windshield. The faster the car moves, the more the universe physically resists its movement. This is your life. You are crying because you have problems. You are crying because you have stress. You are crying because you're tired. Good. That means you are moving. If you have no stress, if you have no haters, if you have no pressure, it is because you are parked. You are stationary. You're moving at 0 miles per hour through life. And that is why the air feels light. Everyone starts at the same place. We are all born on this rock. We all start running toward the top. But the faster you run, the stronger the wind blows. Most of you hit the first level of resistance. Maybe it's a difficult boss. Maybe it's a failed business idea, and you stop. You say, oh, this is too hard. I'll just stay here. And that is where you die. You don't die physically. You die spiritually. You become a background character in your own movie. Some of you push harder. You get the management job. You get the little meaningless title, but the pressure creates cracks in your mind. You can't handle the stress of leadership. You can't handle the stress of payroll. So you stop in the middle class, the most dangerous trap on earth. Comfortable enough to stay, too weak to leave, but then there are the few, the absolute 1%, the men who look at the hurricane and say, harder. These men push until the air resistance is so heavy it feels like the weight of the ocean. They move the world. They shift the Overton window. They change the fabric of reality. But the universe hates change. So the universe pushes back. I am telling you this because I need you to audit yourself right now. If your life is easy, you are failing. If you are not feeling the G-force of your own ambition crushing your lungs, you are not accelerating. Get up and do something that scares you. Generate some speed, but here's the trap. The Matrix knows that if you generate speed, you become dangerous. So what do? They don't put you in a prison cell anymore. That's old school. That's clumsy. No, they give you a dopamine drip. I used to say everything I knew, 100% of the truth, but I realized something terrifying. I could tell you the secrets of the universe. I could give you the blueprint to infinite wealth. I could show you the exact wires that control the puppet show. And you know what you would do? You would type wow based in the comments, and then you would click on the next video. You have been turned into a digital eunuch. Everyone knows the government is corrupt. Everyone knows the money is printed from thin air. Everyone knows the wars are lies. Everyone knows the taxes are a scam. You know it. I know it. The guy serving your coffee knows it. But the world isn't on fire. Why? Because you are sedated. You think that knowing the truth is the same as acting on the truth. It isn't. You sit there, angry at the system, tweeting about the elites, thinking you are a freedom fighter. You are not a freedom fighter. You are a battery. You are scrolling TikTok, feeding the algorithm that enslaves you while thinking you are woke. The most revolutionary man you can name spends 6 hours a day staring at a rectangle of glass. If you truly understood how fragile this system is, you wouldn't be online, you would be in the gym, you would be in the boardroom, you would be building a network of dangerous men later in this broadcast. I'm going to tell you the only thing that actually scares the elites. It's not your tweets. It's not your protests. It is something biological that they are trying to breed out of you. But first, you have to understand the mechanism of your slavery. They tell you be happy, find your peace, just relax. This is military-grade psychological warfare. A man is not put on this earth to be happy. A man is put on this earth to be capable. You think the men who built Rome were happy. You think the men who stormed the beaches of Normandy were worried about their mental health day? No, they were worried about survival. They were worried about conquest. They were worried about duty. I have not felt happy in the way you understand it for years. I don't care about happiness. I care about competence. I want to be the guy who can solve the problem. I want to be the guy who can survive the crash. I want to be the guy who can withstand the pressure. If you tell me, Andrew, you can be happy, but you have to be weak, I would spit in your face. I would rather feel the crushing weight of the world. I would rather look into the abyss of absolute paranoia than be a smiling idiot who can't protect his own family. They want you chasing happiness because happiness is a consumer product. You buy happiness, you buy the video game, you buy the drugs. You buy the subscription. You cannot buy self-mastery. You have to suffer for it. And this is why I push masculinity. Not because I want to be a tough guy, but because masculinity is the only resistance left. When the Mongols rode to Vienna, they didn't care about your feelings. They were there to burn everything you loved. The only thing that stopped them was a wall of men with swords who said, no, today the Mongols are digital. The enemy is in your pocket. The enemy is in the food supply. The enemy is in the laws that zone your property so you don't even own the land you live on. And where are the warriors? Where are the men standing at the gate? I look around and I see men arguing about pronouns while their birthright is being stolen. You need to reject the concept of contentment. Contentment is the beginning of the end. As soon as you are content, you stop moving. And as I told you at the start, when you stop moving, the air resistance stops and you think you're safe, but you're just easy prey. Every single idea in your head, you need to ask yourself, who put this here? You need to treat every thought like a Trojan horse. Why does the algorithm show you what it shows you? Why does the news tell you to fear this specific thing today? Let's look at marriage. The algorithm is feeding young men content that says, don't get married. Women are dangerous. She will take half your money. Stay single. Play games. Why? They have analyzed you. They know that if you don't have a wife and kids, you have no stake in the future. You don't care what happens in 20 years because you won't have a legacy. You are easy to control because you have nothing to lose. But for me, my algorithm is different. They want me to get married. Why? Because I am too strong alone. They need a leverage point. They need someone they can threaten. They need someone they can pressure. Get married, Andrew, so they can send the letters to her, so they can whisper in her ear. It is all manipulation. If you are not auditing your own mind, you are running someone else's software. They are trying to sever the link between you and your biological imperative. They want you to be the last of your line. Think about 100 years from now. Do you think this gets better? We are moving toward a world where you will have a Neuralink in your brain. You won't be allowed to think rebellious thoughts. It will be physically impossible. The Wi-Fi signal in your head will correct your thinking before you even speak. We are the last generation that can choose to be free. The window is closing. And you are wasting this time watching cat videos. You are wasting this time arguing in comment sections. Get up. The walls are closing in. People ask me, Andrew, what's it like at the top? It must be amazing. Let me tell you the truth about the top. The world at the bottom is a jungle. It's violent. It's dangerous. The world in the middle is a dream. It's a hallucination where you think the police are your friends and the government loves you. But the world at the top, it is exactly the same as the bottom. I grew up in Luton. I grew up in the ghetto. I saw knife crime. I saw violence. I thought if I made $100 million, I would escape that. I was wrong. At the top, the gangsters just wear suits. The shakedowns are called taxes. The drive-by shootings are called sanctions. If you are in the middle, they divide you. They make you hate your neighbor. They make black hate white. They make men hate women. But at the top, there's no racism. A Saudi billionaire and an Israeli billionaire park their yachts next to each other and have dinner. They don't care. They are unified by their elitism. They look down at you and see a resource. They see livestock. I watch these auctions online. I sit there with $10 million ready to spend because I'm bored and I need to feel something. I watch a painting sell for $42 million. Anonymous buyer. Who are these people? They have $42 million for a painting to hang in a hallway nobody sees. These are the people running the planet. And you think you can compete with them by working 9 to -5 and saving 10% of your paycheck. You are bringing a plastic spoon to a nuclear war. You need to understand the scale of the game you are playing. You need to become undeniable. You cannot just be good. You have to be so capable, so resourceful, so dangerous that they have to invite you to the table. Because it is too expensive to fight you. I promised I would tell you the one thing they fear. They do not fear your money. They can print more money. They do not fear your violence. They have drones. They fear your legacy. They fear a man who has children and raises them to be strong. Why do they push the child-free narrative? Why do they tell you the planet is overpopulated? Because when you have children, you become a defender of reality. If I am alone, I can leave. I can get on a jet and disappear. America falls, I leave. UK falls, I leave. But when you have kids, you are planted. You say, this is my house. This is my street. These are my people, and I am not moving. That is dangerous to them. A man protecting his bloodline is the most dangerous force on the planet. I have a responsibility to stay alive. Not for me. I'm bored. I've lived 100 lives. I've had the cars, the women, the fights, the fame. If I die tomorrow, I won the game. But I cannot die because my people need me. My children need me. That is the master secret. You need to be needed. A man who is not needed is a ghost. You feel depressed because you are useless. Nobody calls you when there is a crisis. Nobody looks to you when the lights go out. You want to cure your depression. Become the man people rely on. Become the man who can handle the funeral, pay the bill, protect the perimeter, and guide the family. I've given you the map. The air resistance is going to get harder. The higher you climb, the harder it gets. The Matrix is going to try to sedate you. They will offer you porn, video games, and legal weed to keep you on the couch. The elites are going to try to price you out of existence. You have two choices in 2026. Choice you stay safe. You stay in the middle, you hope the storm passes. Spoiler, the storm never passes. It only gets stronger. Choice B, you accept the pressure. You accept that you are not here to be happy. You are here to be a force of nature. I want you to look at your hands. These are the tools of your liberation. Stop scrolling, stop consuming, stop watching me. Close this video, go to the gym, go to the bank, go to work. Build a body that commands respect. Build a bank account that commands freedom. Build a mind that detects lies. Let me explain what the nuclear war actually looks like. It isn't just about money. It isn't just about status. It is about the biological reconfiguration of your soul. You're sitting there thinking that if you just follow the rules, you will be spared. But the rules were written by people who despise you. They despise your potential. They look at a young man with fire in his belly, and they see a threat. They see a forest fire that needs to be extinguished. So they rain down on you with distractions. Do you know why I wear sunglasses? It's not just for style. It's because I don't want to see the weakness in your eyes. I walk through airports and I see men who have surrendered. I see shoulders slumped forward. I see mouths breathing open. I see eyes glued to screens watching other men live the lives they were too cowardly to claim. It disgusts me. It physically hurts me to see the potential of the human spirit wasted on temporary dopamine hits. You need to understand that we are living in the time of the great filter. This is 2026. The middle ground has collapsed. In the past, you could be an average man, have an average job, an average wife, and an average life. That deal is gone. The inflation of the monetary supply and the inflation of the expectation of women have destroyed the average. Today, you are either a king or you are a peasant. There is no middle class. The middle class is the killing field. It is where they keep the tax cattle until they are ready to slaughter them. And you are volunteering for the slaughterhouse every time you choose comfort over conquest. Let's talk about the specific mechanics of your failure. It starts with your morning. You wake up, and the first thing you do is grab your phone. You let the world dictate your emotional state before your feet even hit the floor. You check the news depression. You check Instagram envy. You check your messages stress. You have lost the battle before you have even brushed your teeth. You are reactive. A man who is reactive is a slave. A king is active. A king decides what the day is going to be. When I wake up, I don't check the phone. I check my mind. I check my body. I do 500 push-ups before I even speak a word to another human being. Why? Because I need to remind the physical universe that I am the master of this vessel. You treat your body like a rental car. You put cheap fuel in it. You let it rust. And then you wonder why the engine doesn't fire when you need to overtake on the highway of life. Your body is the only tank you have in this war. If your tank is broken, you die. It is that simple. Physicality is the baseline of masculinity. If you cannot impose your will on the physical reality, you cannot impose your will on the mental reality. You think you can be a fat genius? No. You are just a fat guy with ideas that nobody respects. People respect energy. They respect vitality. When you walk into a room, your presence should announce you before you even speak. You should vibrate with a frequency that says, I am dangerous, but I am disciplined. That is the sweet spot. Dangerous, but disciplined. The Matrix wants you to be one of two things, harmless and weak, or dangerous and stupid. If you are harmless and weak, you are a taxpayer. If you are dangerous and stupid, you are a criminal, and they put you in jail. But if you are dangerous and smart, if you are capable of violence but you control it, if you are capable of revolution but you build businesses instead, that is when they fear you. That is when they try to cancel you. That is when they try to silence you. And they will try. Believe me, they will try. They have tried with me. They threw me in a dungeon in Romania. They tried to break my mind. They put me in a box with cockroaches and ice cold air. And do you know what I did? I paced. I did push-ups. I sharpened my mind like a blade. I walked 10,000 miles in a cell that was 3 meters long. I refused to let the walls define my reality. You are in a prison right now, but the door is unlocked. That is the irony. You are sitting in a cell of your own making. The door is wide open. You can walk out anytime you want. You can walk out into the sunlight of greatness. But you are scared. You are scared of the cold. You are scared of the judgment. You are scared that you might fail. Let me tell you something about failure. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a component of success. You cannot build a skyscraper without digging a hole first. You have to go down to go up. I have failed more times than you have even tried. I have lost fights. I have lost millions. I have lost friends, but I never lost myself. I never lost the vision. And what is the vision? The vision is absolute, total freedom. I want you to imagine a life where you do not have to ask permission for anything. You don't ask for time off. You don't ask for a raise. You don't ask if you can travel. You just go. You wake up in Dubai. You have lunch in Paris. You have dinner in Miami. Not because you are running away, but because the world is your playground. This is possible for you. It is physically possible. The laws of physics do not prevent it. The only thing preventing it is your software. You are running Windows 95 in a quantum computing world. You are operating on beliefs that your parents taught you. Save your money. Be polite. Keep your head down. Your parents were wrong. They loved you, but they were wrong. They were preparing you for a world that no longer exists. They were preparing you for 1990. In 1990, you could keep your head down and survive. In 2026, if you keep your head down, you get your head cut off. You need to update your software. You need to install the mindset of a conqueror. A conqueror looks at a problem and sees an opportunity. A conqueror looks at a barrier and sees a test, look at the friends you have around you. Look at the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they rich? Are they strong? Do they hold you accountable? Or are they comfortable losers who tell you it's okay to skip the gym? Are they people who say, oh, take it easy, bro? If your friends tell you to take it easy, they are enemies in disguise. They are crabs in a bucket. As soon as one crab tries to climb out, the other crabs pull him back down. Where are you going? Stay here with us. You need to cut them off. It is better to be alone than to be weighed down by dead wood. I built the war room because I needed a network of men who understood the language of victory. I needed men who wouldn't accept excuses. When I say I'm going to do something, it is done. My word is iron. If I say I will meet you at 4 a.m., I am there at 3:55 a.m. If I say I will make $10 million, this is the standard. You have no standard. Your standard is good enough, and good enough is why you are invisible. You need to develop a relationship with God, and I don't mean sitting in a church and looking pious. I mean understanding that God favors the bold. God did not create you to be a worm. He created you in his image. He created you to create, to build, to destroy evil. When you are lazy, you are insulting your creator. You are saying, thank you for this gift of life that I'm going to sleep in. It is a slap in the face to the divine. When I train for God. When I work for God. I am maximizing the potential he gave me. And because of that, I feel his hand on my shoulder. I feel the wind at my back. When you align yourself with the forces of excellence, the universe gets out of your way. But when you align yourself with mediocrity, the universe treats you like an obstacle. The time for talking is coming to an end. We are entering a phase of history where words will mean very little and actions will mean everything. The economy is tightening. The algorithms are getting smarter. The window of opportunity to escape the matrix is closing. It is a literal door that is shutting in your face. Right now, you can still start a business. Right now, you can still speak your mind barely. Right now, you can still travel. But for how long? Another 5 years? Another 10? Do you want to explain to your grandchildren why you did nothing when you had the chance? Do you want to sit there old and gray eating cat food because your pension collapsed, telling them, well, I watched a lot of YouTube videos? Or do you want to sit at the head of a mahogany table, surrounded by strong sons and beautiful daughters, a house that you built on land that you own, and tell them, I saw the storm coming and I built an ark? You are Noah. The rain is starting to fall. And you haven't even picked up a hammer. You are worried about the rain? Start building. You are worried about the flood? Start building. But Andrew, I don't know where to start. You start by killing the version of yourself that makes excuses. You take a sheet of paper and you write down everything you hate about your life. You hate your belly? Write it down. You hate your bank account? Write it down. You hate your car? Write it down. And then you look at that list and you realize that list is a list of your failures. Nobody did that to you. The government didn't make you fat. The Illuminati didn't empty your bank account. You did that. You did that by not doing enough. Ownership is the first step to sovereignty. As long as you blame the system owns you. As soon as you say, this is my fault, you become the master. Because if it is your fault, you can fix it. If it is their fault, you have to wait for them to fix it. And they never will. I'm handing you the keys to the castle. But you have to be strong enough to turn the lock. The door is heavy. The path is steep. The air is thin. Most of you will watch this video and you will get a temporary spike of adrenaline. You will say, yeah, Tate is right. And then in 2 hours, you will eat a pizza and watch Netflix. You will prove me right. You will prove that you are a peasant. But one or two of you will turn this off and you will never be the same again. You will look in the mirror and you will see a stranger. You will see a man who has decided to die to his old self. You will go to the gym and you will train until your hands bleed. You will go to your job and you will work until you own the company or you quit to destroy it with your own. You will stop accepting the lies. You will become a glitch in the matrix. I am looking for those men. The world is looking for those men. Because without those men, humanity is finished. We will slide into a gray sludge of consumerism and slavery. We need heroes, not men in capes, but men who pay their bills, protect their families, speak the truth, and refuse to bow. Are you that man, or are you just another mouth to feed? The choice is yours, but the clock is ticking, and every second you waste is a second you never get back. The graveyard is full of people who had potential. Don't let your tombstone say he could have been great. Make them right. Here lies a giant. He came, he conquered. He left nothing on the table. The world is ending. It's always ending. But for the strong, it is just beginning. GT up. And do something top G out.